So this morning was pretty interesting. Every Friday, me and Tanner hop on Austin Silver's live stream to trade. Okay, so if you don't know who Austin Silver is, he's the host of the Day Trading Show, and he also runs his business ASFX. So if you haven't heard of him, I'll put the link in the description below and check out his content. Very valuable. He drops every single day. Great guy, great businessman, salesman, trader, all the above, right? So we hop on the stream this morning and we had the opportunity to meet, well, I did for the first time to meet Sang Lucci. Okay. Apparently he's like a 25-year vet in the trading space. So it was cool getting to meet him. I didn't know too much about him prior, but it's cool. Just understanding how he trades, very multifaceted trader, pretty solid. So today I end up taking two trades. I ended the day with $2,426. I'm still working on my 150K combines. I need to make $9,000. So at the moment, let me check. I'm at $7,037. So I just need $2,000 more dollars and then I'm done with my 150K accounts. We can go back to XFAs and try it again. Okay, so let me jump into this trade so I can show you exactly what I was thinking, my thesis, my setup, right? Just give you my entire setup like I do almost every trading video and just let you know what I was thinking during the trade, right? Same fundamental thing every day, right? Opening range. Wait for the liquidity sweep or divergence, because whenever market opens up, we'll go and we'll trend in a direction and it'll look like a validated trend. It actually is a validated trend, right? And then a sweep will happen or a divergence, right? And then we'll go into the true direction, which may be the opposite of what we were going in initially. So after the sweep happens, then I wait for my entry model. Then I go for a 2R profit target. My stop loss, depending on where we are, will be at the end of my entry model or the end of the sweep or the divergence. Okay, so let me give you an example of exactly what happened today and show you how I implemented this. So we're on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so I made my opening range this very first bullish bar on the open, right? So opening range, we broke down, got the sweep, went back into the range. This line down here, that is my 2 minute opening range, okay, that I could also have chosen. Okay, so you can see, boom, that was the range on the 2 minute chart, and then we moved right back up. Okay, and the reason why I chose the 1 minute instead of the 2 minute was based on momentum. So we started pushing down pretty aggressively. I went to a lower time frame. I see all this choppy action. That's good enough to validate as an opening range. A little bit more risky because it's on a lower time frame, but I accept the risk. So we break out. That's what I counted as a sweep. We get this bullish push up. And then we have my entry model. So here it is. I went to the 30-second chart, the degenerate 30-second chart, because the more momentum that we have, the lower the time frame that you want to go for precise entries and tight stop losses. And then you want to go to a higher time frame for very generous profit targets. Okay, so lower time frame with a very volatile market to get precise entries and tight stops, and then go to the higher time frame for very generous profit targets. So you can see the sweep was right here. My entry model, this pretty much double bottom if we're going to the long side, and double top if we're going to the short side. But since we're going long, double bottom, I put my stop loss below this impulse candle, because at this point, if price goes below this impulse candle right here, I know that this trade is completely invalidated, and I know that I will get market feedback. If I place my stop loss, let's say right here, then yeah, the trade can be invalidated, but there may be an opportunity. If I know that it takes out this impulse candle, I know for a fact. If it takes out my entry model, maybe, yeah, strong chance. But this, I know that if I lose, then it's market feedback and I should change my bias. So I enter, right? Stop loss below the impulse candle, and I go for a 2R. So I enter my trade at 944s, stop loss at 908. If my math is right, I think that's about what, 36 points, about 36 points if I'm not mistaken, right? At that point, I'm going for 72 points. I always have to get 2R of whatever I'm risking, or 2 times more of whatever I'm risking, to make up for the future losses that are inevitable to come, right? Just to create that buffer. My profit target, by the way, is at 23,014. we make it all the way up to 23,007. So 7 points away on M&Q. 7 points is nothing, right? So we get this huge dump, right? This huge sell off. I move my stop loss, right? I move my stop loss and I move it to break even. And during this time, people were telling me to sell my position, but that's not how my system works, right? Like, I need to hold my position until it either hits one of my exits, which is my profit target, or the point of invalidation, which is below that impulse candle, my original stop loss. Even me moving my stop loss from the point of invalidation to break even, that's still technically against my setup, right? Because we can retest a lot. And as you can see, we retested right here, right? Was only 1 point away from my stop loss and pushed all the way back up. Still didn't hit my PT, but you get where I'm coming from, okay? So I get stopped out of break even. Still didn't hit my profit target. I see my entry model form again. This is a failure to go lower, right? From my stop loss, failure to go lower. I re-enter again, put my stop loss at the point of invalidation and ripped it all the way to the new high. Boom, we made a new high. I held it for a little bit. I did not like this consolidation area. So I boxed that, marked that. And then as soon as we broke to the downside of the consolidation area right here, I sold my entire position for $2,426. Okay, so a bit of a wild day. Normally, if I get this close to my profit target, it just automatically hit. It just doesn't make sense for me to get this close to my profit target in real time. Like, if we take away this information and get out of hindsight bias, why would I sell this? Let me go on a higher time frame because this is the 30-second. Let's say 2 minute, right? So if I get rid of this hindsight bias, boom, right? Get rid of this line and we're right here. We're right here. Why would I sell that? My profit target is right here. It made no sense for me to sell it, right? Okay. So we ended up dumping, right? I could have sold right here. Like, it gave me an opportunity too, but that's not a part of my system. There's been a lot of times where we make it one tick away from my stop loss and it turns around and my PT hit. And you got to ask yourself, what would you accept, right? Like, what's cool with you? Because for me, I would rather lose by my own hand, right? And get stopped out than exit early, trying to make money or trying to save money, and then price goes into my favor and is my profit target, right? That just shows a lack of trust in your system, and you're prioritizing money. And whenever you prioritize money in the game of trading, you're going to lose in the long term, right? Like, that's just how that works. You have to prioritize execution, trust in your system. My system, I don't know if it's going to hit my PT or not. It looks like it's most likely to hit my PT than hit my stop loss, but my system didn't fail me today. I should have trusted it. Even though price grazed like literally less than a point away from my initial stop loss, it turned around, it tested me. It's almost like the market is like, how much do you trust your system, right? Where it looked like all hope is lost, right? You're only 2 ticks away from getting stopped out, right? What are you going to do? You're going to stand your ground, you're going to hold the line, or you're going to fold, you're going to submit. You're going to subconsciously tell yourself that you don't trust your system, because whenever you cut your system prematurely, that's what you're saying. I don't trust you and I want to make money. So what's going to happen to your future trades? You're going to continue to have some type of variant or deviation of that same mindset. Okay. And the emotional door is going to swing open and you're going to prioritize money. And every time you're down or look at a loss, it's going to be hard for you to take. Then you're going to go on tilt and then be in huge drawdown and blow the account, bro. It's such a slippery slope. It's so easy to fall down into that. So with that being said, I think it's always good, and I try to practice this as much as possible, not prioritizing money and prioritizing my trust and my relationship within my trading system. Okay, like really prioritize that relationship, prioritize my self-confidence. If I get stopped out, I held it to the end, and if it hit my profit target, that's just what happens when you trust your system over a long period of time. And that mindset will bring you trading. That mindset will bring you trading success in the long run.